All right, so on to our solvency. Our opponents say that we only increase the amount, or we only start school later by maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 0 minutes. But actually, Judge, it will solve. It is proven science that teens' bioclocks work later, and that is our Troxel evidence that states that 8:30 or later is enough to solve the issues of suicide, car crashes, poverty, all the issues caused by sleep deprivation.
Okay. Two comments. One, let's say it's more than our Troxel evidence. Don't we read a bunch of different people who say that that is actually the key to resolving these epidemics? So let's cite them all.
Okay.
Let's cite Troxel, Hafner and Stepanek and Troxel, the American Academy of Clinical Psychology, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, blah, 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 right? Just, it's kind of like the case that way stuff. This is a case where you have the opportunity to overwhelm people with science, right? The smart people on this issue say one thing. All of them. They all say one thing. So overwhelm them with that. The second thing is, Andrew's hunting for it right now. There is a piece of evidence in the 1AC that answers this specific
Can you tell me
argument.
what contention it's on?
No, you got to learn the F, man.
It's called the plan text.
Okay, who's next?
Don't give me that look.
I think this is it.
Okay, Brady's going to take a stab at it. This your
Paper, please. Alright, so our opponents say that we only increase sleep by 15 or 30 minutes more, and that doesn't solve for sleep deprivation. Number one, that depends on what school is being affected by this change. Some schools could be changing a whole hour difference, and kids could be getting a whole hour of sleep difference. Not only that, it doesn't matter, because as our Troxel evidence says, kids' bioclocks make sure that they get the right amount of sleep if they're getting up at a certain time, and that's 8:30 is the golden time for people to be getting up. Not only that, our Jacob and Rockoff 2011 evidence says that a voluminous body of research demonstrates that earlier school start times lead teenagers to sleep less. In a recent study in Minnesota, students in schools where classes started at 8:30 a.m. reported getting about 1 hour more sleep than students in schools where classes started at 7:25 a.m. or 7:15 a.m. That's just, it shows right there that when you change the school start times, as kids get an hour more sleep. The school starts at an hour later, but kids are getting up an hour later. I don't know where I'm going.
Okay, so we obviously need to shorten that. That went on for too long.
Is that the right evidence?
No,
It's not.
that's okay. It's kind of a scavenger hunt right now. We're going to find it. The two comments for you, Brady. Number one, just like I told MJ, I think it's good to say we have evidence that says we solve this. Overwhelm them. This person, this person, this person, this person, right? Because you're also kind of beating that into the head of the judge.
Beat it.
Okay. Second thing, we got to find that specific. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the second thing is don't engage in the like. Well, schools start at different times. Just say, look, we have evidence that says it works, and oh, by the way, here's this piece of evidence that directly answers that.
I didn't want to.
Okay. Faith may have found it. She looks like.
Maybe.
I started
It's not like that exact
squirming,
one we're
so-
talking about, but it's kind of.
Okay.
Our opponents say that we will only be increasing teenagers' sleep by 15 to 30 minutes, but according to Filigo 2017, school start times can cost students as much as 2 hours per night. As children enter puberty, their nocturnal melatonin production shifts several hours later than what occurred when they were younger or when they become adults. As a consequence, the American Academy of Pediatrics suggests that adolescents sleep until at least 8 a.m. Thanks to a wide range of factors, half of all high schools start by that time.
But you have to be at school 30
Okay.
minutes after you
So
wake up.
that's a good piece of evidence.
Okay.
Don't forget about the 1AC evidence.
Okay.
Because the 1AC evidence says that 8:30 a.m. is enough to solve the crisis.
I found it.
Did you finally find
Brady may have found it, so Brady,
No,
give it
I
another
wanna
shot.
try, I want to try.
Mike's gonna go, and then we'll have Brady
I just
go.
want to read the evidence. Like, I don't have to do a speech.
Losers! On to their first argument. Our opponents argue that we wouldn't be changing time exponentially, but only by 30 minutes.
First off, our plan text states that schools will start no earlier than 8:30. This doesn't mean that schools will start 30 minutes after 8:30. This means that they can start as late as they want, as long as it's after 8:30, which means that they could be up to an hour or even an hour and a half later. And even if this wasn't the case, Judge, we read our Troxel evidence that states that even a 30-minute increase causes a rise in academic performance, decreased drug use, and lower suicide rates. Vote F.
Okay, Mike has also found one of the pieces of evidence. We
I
do
didn't
read.
even find it, I just guessed.
Okay, we do have a piece of evidence that says that.
Andrew's got my case, okay?
Yeah, well, your case sucks. It doesn't have the one thing I'm looking for. Give
So-
me back my tea.
So, Mike, the comment I have for you after you give him back his tea is same thing I'm telling everybody. When we say we solve, let's not get into the it could be an hour, it could be 15, it could be. Look, Judge, we have read you this piece of evidence, this piece of evidence, this piece of evidence, this piece of evidence that all says exactly what our plan says will work. Again, what we're doing tonight and what I want us to get in the habit of is we have the unique chance this year to leverage an app where our plan text matches exactly what all of our evidence is talking about. We've been in so many debates where like, well, you don't have evidence that says specifically to your
How are
plan.
we gonna clean the space debris?
Right.
How much
This-
space did we weigh in?
This
You're
app,
Chamberlain.
every single piece of evidence we read, absent the terminal impacts, is talking about our plan, which is sweet. Okay, Brady, let's see if Brady's got it.
Okay, so my opponent said that we don't solve because we can't increase sleep by more than 15 or 30 minutes, and that doesn't solve for sleep deprivation. We read our Troxel and we read our Troxel evidence that said our bio clocks make sure that starting at 8:30 ensures a good number of hours sleep. Not only that, we have our American Academy of Pediatrics in 2014 evidence that says the American Academy of Pediatrics recognizes insufficient sleep in adolescents as an important public health issue that is significantly affecting the health and safety of children, as well as the academic success of our nation's middle and high school students. The evidence strongly implicates earlier start times, i.e. before 8:30 a.m., is a key modifiable contributor to insufficient sleep, as well as circadian rhythm disruption in the population. Furthermore, a substantial body of research has now demonstrated that delaying school start times is an effective countermeasure to chronic sleep loss and has a wide range of potential benefits to students that regard physical and mental health, safety, and academic achievement. So that evidence proves that changing the start time to 8:30, no matter what time we're changing it from, is going to fix the sleep deprivation problem. We also read our CDC evidence that says that it affects that sleep deprivation affects children and their health. So we have 3 qualified authors. The CDC, we have Troxel, a leading sleep medicine expert, and we have the American Academy of Pediatrics that all say that we will fix sleep deprivation. They're high school students who are making an assertion that we might not. You choose who you believe.